So welcome to Ash Will of Mine. So as you know, we had a big storm in the middle of the week. So I said, why not talk about ways to get around in the snow? Because I know there was many a times I didn't know how to get around in the snow, or I just said, let me just run through the snow and I get stuck. It's hard pushing in the snow, trust me. Whether you got a motorized chair or you got a manual chair, it's hard getting around in the snow. So, I just wanted to go through some tips on things not to do when you in the snow and things that could possibly be beneficial so you could get around. It's not a great idea to go out in the snow per se in a chair, but there's some pointers if you want to take that chance. So we're gonna head outside and we'll show you some examples, So yeah, let's go. There's a whole bunch of techniques you need to take when it comes to being outside. So freezing out here right now. Feels like 20 degrees or so. But I want to just show y'all outside how it be when it comes to getting around in the chair. But so let me show you a couple of things, alright? You see something like this? You don't want to take that chance and then you lopside out your chair, because this is perfect. Like, you don't, like, if you try to get over this, your wheel could get stuck and you have a problem. So not a good spot to go off your chair. It's always good to go off the curb cut that is clear of snow. So yeah, we back in the house. It's cold out there, but like I got to demonstrate outside, you can see how it could be on the curb cuts in the street. It's a good idea to, when you go down the curb cuts, to make sure there's no ice there, because if you do, you can have a chance of getting your wheel stuck, and then it could be a problem getting out. So that is the number one thing to do. Try to avoid going down areas with a lot of snow or the curb cut. Never try to go over the ice, no matter how much you think you can go over it. Don't stuck in a situation like that. So that goes to my next thing. When you're outside, if you're going to go in an area, you want to take a chance to get over the ice, or whatever the case is, try not to go in an isolated area. What I mean by isolated is, if you're in an area where there's not a lot of stuff going on, where it could be like traffic, where it could be a lot of people, for example, like maybe an alleyway in the Bronx, or like in Manhattan. Manhattan has a lot of lights and stuff, a lot of things going on. So you want to go in an area where it's a high traffic area, just in case you get stuck. And so you might have a nice civilian that might push you out and help you out of the snow. But if you're in an area by yourself, like many times I've done before, and I take a chance by going in the ice and I got stuck, it is not fun, because your wheel is just spinning, no matter how much you try to get out of that area, it's just spinning. So it's good to make sure you avoid those type of areas. What I like to do when I'm outside, if I'm in an area, where it's like kind of quiet, or even if it's not a lot of stuff going on, where I know I could take a chance and roll in the street, it's a good idea to roll in the street. Because with that being said, there's a lot of cars come in, and when cars are and there's that area is a lot of times where the car is it's clearing up that snow, and that's the area where you didn't have to clear up the snow so the cars could pass by. So it's a good idea, since you're in a chair and you got wheels, why not? If you're not paying attention to the traffic, you got a chance of getting hit, So it's a good idea So be cautious. Another thing that's very important, try to avoid puddles as much as you can. No matter if it looks like it's not, you can get over it, or you're trying to avoid another area where it's ice. Trust me. After you know, it snows, like after a few days, the puddle, the snow starts to melt. But try to avoid those areas, because if you go in those areas, you can end up with your chair halfway in the water and halfway out, or you could tip over. It's very dangerous. So try to not even chance it. You know, it's like going, if you're in an ice rink or going over ice, like, you know what area not to go to, you know. So I did that before, and when I did that before, I ended up my chair almost tipped over, because I said, let me go on the street, or let me go in this puddle, let me go over this puddle, and I'll be fine. But good thing I have my seatbelt on me. And last but not least, honestly, the best time to go in the snow, if you want to really, you know, make sure you're good, is to go when it's snowing. Like, it's fresh, you can get through the snow, no problem. That's the best time, because you have a less chance of getting stuck in the snow. If you try to go out when the snow is hard, that's when you're gonna have a problem. So the best thing to do is go out when it's, you know, snowing and it's fresh. You could easily get through, you know, play a little bit, make a little snowball, make a snowman, you know, have fun. But yeah, that second day, everything's built up. It's hard out there, especially depends on where you live at too. If you're in an area where, like I said in the beginning, where it's not a lot of stuff going on and they don't clean up, that's very important, you know, because you have a more of a chance of getting stuck, because a lot of the times they don't like to clean the curbs, the curb cuts. They don't like to clean in the middle of the sidewalk, and you would have an area that has a little bit of snow, and then you might think you might be able to get through it, and it may be this much room to get on that side, and you might get stuck, and like I said, there's nobody to help you. So you better make sure if you're going out, like go in an area where you try to avoid, or try to, you know, do one of the 5 things I told you, because it's very important. Whether you're in a manual chair, motorized chair, you walk, even if you're using a cane or walker, just be careful, you know, maintain yourself, hold your balance is very important. So these are my tips. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Sorry I couldn't really stay outside too much, but it was a little difficult outside. It's pretty nippy out there, but you know. So share, comment. Hopefully you guys take this into consideration, and you know, I'll see you next time.